And welcome in. It's a Tuesday morning, live at 9 with James Phillips here on WJLX. This morning I am joined by, remind me because I don't have it in front of me like I normally do. Remind me your name, pastor from Long Memorial Baptist Church.
Long Memorial United Methodist Church. And
Why
my
did I
name
say-
is,
I'm so sorry. Can we start over? No, go ahead.
yeah, so United Methodist Church, but my name is Elizabeth Crosby.
Elizabeth Crosby, and you are, we were talking before we came on, and you are fresh to Walker County, like you've only been here about 4 or 5 months now?
Yeah, so I grew up in Wetumpka, and I've been in the Birmingham area for about 8 years, but I didn't get to Cordova or Walker County till July, so I didn't even know Cordova existed.
You're too young to remember the tornado outbreak in 2011, because that's what most people know Cordova for.
Yeah, I remember it from when it was hitting Tuscaloosa, but
Right.
I was only 11, so I didn't get all the details. But I know our church was actually destroyed by that tornado.
Oh, my
in
goodness,
2011,
wow.
So
Yeah.
we have a new building from that.
Now, how has your welcome to Cordova and Walker County been?
It's been really good. The people of Long Memorial have been super kind and welcoming, very generous and hospitable to me, and I've enjoyed getting to meet people in Walker County and just get to see what God is up to here.
Yeah, he's up to a lot here. I can attest to it. Did I had you come in today because you guys have a special event tonight in at Tallulah in Jasper. So tell me a little bit about the event and what it is.
Yeah, so we're setting up an event called the Honest Advent Art Show, and it is a show that's depicting pieces of art by an artist named Scott Erickson. You can look him up on social media. He has a pretty big social media presence. He's a guy that does different pieces of art that just kind of invite you to reflect on spiritual truths and spiritual matters. And so this is an art show that he created specifically for Advent. It has 15 pieces, and we will display it tonight at Tallulah from 6 to 9, and it's kind of a come and go thing. You can come look at the pieces of art. There will be a QR code that you can scan, and it has a piece of scripture and some reflections that go with each one. And you can come. They'll also have bingo and stuff there, so you can fellowship and stuff as well.
Yeah, I was going to say it's bingo night. And now,
is.
will the art exhibit be outside, inside, both, or?
It will be inside.
Okay.
So you can stay warm and look at the pieces of art.
I was going to tell the audience. Now, be sure to dress warmly, but you still need to. It's going to be freezing today.
It is. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Now, have you seen the pieces that are in it?
yeah, so I've seen the pieces. They're very unique, and they just kind of invite you to ponder on who God is and the miracle of Christmas, the miracle that God is with us, and that it's not just some old story that we talk about at this time of the year, but we also see this miracle happen all the time in our own lives, and we see God in the most unexpected of places, and it just kind of invites us to open our eyes to those truths that God is in these places in our lives and in the world.
Now, will pieces of his art be for sale, like prints or anything like that at the?
No, there will not be anything for sale tonight, but he does have a website. You can look him up, scotterickson.com, I think, and there's pieces you can order online.
Okay,
there.
that's cool. And you said that it'll be a QR code that people can scan with their phone. What will that exactly take them to? Just kind of the meditation over it, or
Yeah, so
story behind each one, or?
it will take them to, it will show the piece of art digitally, and it will also have a scripture that begins each one, and then it will just kind of give a reflection that has to do with the art and tying it into the scripture and tying it into your own personal life.
Right. Yeah, that sounds really cool. What? Where did the idea come from for you guys to get involved and do this?
Yeah, so this idea did not originate with me or us, but our friends at Arab First United Methodist Church, they actually purchased Scott Erickson's Honest Advent Art Show last year. They did it within their own church, and they decided this year, like, how can we show this to our community in a new and a fresh way? And so they decided to partner with their local brewery and display the art show. And then they were like, how can we make this better? How can we expand our reach? And so they are partnering with us, with United Methodist Church in Decatur and Coleman, and we are all showing it in a local brewery near our church, and it's just a cool way to connect with other United Methodists across North Alabama.
Now, did they have a good turnout last year for the first time to do it?
So they did it just within their church last year,
Okay.
and I know they had a pretty good turnout, and it was a meaningful experience for them.
So what's the idea behind having it at a brewery?
So we just want to connect with people that might not necessarily always feel comfortable to step into a church. I believe that local church is powerful, and I hope that people's experience is experience of welcome, but also know that the reality of the brokenness of our world is that some people have been hurt by the church. And as a pastor, I'm so sorry that has happened. But I know that for people to connect with God, sometimes they may need to encounter it in another place, and we hope that a brewery could just be a place of welcome for anybody.
Right. And there's no pressure involved. Walking in a brewery, nobody's going to beat you over the head with anything or
Right.
that kind of stuff. And I know a lot of people, family members and friends who they're absolute incredible believers, but they don't like stepping into church. I'm probably in that group too. But they do find God, whether it's on the golf course or fishing or hunting or all those kind of things, where I know a lot of people who do that,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what this art show opens our eyes to, is that God is with us in all of these unexpected places.
Yeah.
And I do hope that it can be a connecting point, that maybe it invites us or invites people into further to welcome to go back into a church.
Right. I think I've found God at Tallulah before, probably during trivia night, or at least maybe it was I needed to ask for forgiveness when I got so mad about missing a question or something. But and Tallulah is a great place. I know Josh and Carrie go to your church because they were the ones who were telling me about it when Josh was on the show about a month or so ago, and they're so cool the way they open up Tallulah for different community events like this and other things. They do a lot of fundraising events and things like that. So it's neat to be able to put Long Memorial and Tallulah together there.
Yeah, absolutely. Carrie and Josh are great, and their impact is far and wide. When I was picking up the art pieces last night from one of the pastors at ARAB, Brooke, she was actually telling me that in a previous job she had met Tallulah and Carrie and Josh, even though they probably don't know her, and she was kind of raving about how great they are and the impact that they were having.
Yeah. Now, what else can people expect tonight from the art show? Anything?
So I know several people from Long Memorial will be there, and so I hope that it will also be a place of conversation, that we can connect with people from our church and connect with people in our community, and hopefully look at these pieces of art and read these reflections and then bring it into conversation with each other. And hopefully it'll be a point where we can say, this is where I saw God in my life.
Right. Well, but you can't talk too much when bingo's going on, because you will upset some people probably.
Right. Yeah. So I've been mindful of that.
Tell everybody a little bit about Long Memorial United Methodist.
So Long Memorial United Methodist is a really cool church, a really awesome church. I think it's truly a hidden gem in North Alabama. The people there are super kind and welcoming, and they are super resilient and just are really awesome people. And so I actually got there in July, so I am new to them, but God has definitely been on the move. Just this past week, we got to be in the Cordova Christmas parade and at the market and connecting with our community there. In November, we had a serve day within our community, and so we had a very untraditional Sunday morning. We decided to not sit in our pews that morning, that we were going to go into the streets and meet some needs in our community, and so that was really cool and really impactful, and we just wanted to show people that our church is a place that where we love people and we love God, and we mean it more than just our words. We have a few other things coming up this month as we prepare for Advent and Christmas. Next Tuesday on December 16th, at 6 p.m., we are having a service of loss and light. And this is a service that's sometimes called a Blue Christmas service or a service of the longest night. It has to do with um, the darkest day of the year, which is on the 21st, and just how sometimes in our life we feel that darkness as well.
Yeah.
We feel grief from loss of loved ones. We feel grief from sickness and change of jobs, changes in our life. And a lot of times those emotions really surface around Christmas time. And so we just want to acknowledge that that's okay. It's not always the most joy-filled time of the year.
Right.
But that,
It's not always the Hallmark movie.
right.
Yeah.
It is not always the Hallmark movie. But God.
Long memorial and long memorial and I think that's definitely true just in the little bit that I know about it from when they were fighting back.
Their building was destroyed, and they have completely rebuilt from that. And I think that that was really probably a defining moment for them, and it just showed them that they were a church family and they weren't going to let anything stop that or come in the way. And they have really lived that out then and in recent years, and they've just decided that, we're going to be a place that has open doors, open hearts, and open minds, and we want to be a place that is open to our community and a place of welcome.
Now, one thing that I'm sure people would want to know if they were going to visit on a Sunday is, like, what's the size of the church? How many people typically attend on a Sunday morning?
Yeah, so we are growing. My first Sunday in July, we had 55 people, but this past Sunday, we had 80 people. And
oh, wow.
So sometimes on a Sunday, the past few weeks, you may have 70 or 60, but we're continuing to grow. God is on the move, but it's definitely a place that I think everyone, whether they choose to stay with us or not, that they will feel loved and welcome when they walk in the door.
And I'm sure you guys have children's ministry and youth ministry and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, we have a huge children and youth ministry. Donna King, who is actually a teacher at Bankhead Middle School.
Yeah.
She is super cool, and she has been doing youth ministry for like 30 years at Long Memorial. And they meet on Wednesday nights. We have Sunday school for the kids and youth and adults on Sunday morning at 10. And then we have children's church at during our service at 11. We run a bus ministry, and we pick up kids. Sometimes on Wednesday nights, we have filled our bus 3 times picking up kids.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we have a ton of young people, a ton of babies.
Yeah. So be careful when you go. There may be something in the water.
There may be.
Let's see. There was something else I was going to ask you about the church service as well. Oh, is it basically like a traditional Methodist service?
Yeah, so we're very traditional in our service. We sing out of the hymnal. We have an amazing choir director, Terry Porter. She does an awesome job in our choir. They actually have a Christmas cantata coming up on December 21st.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
which is the shortest day of the year.
It is
winter
the
solstice.
shortest day of the year. And so they're going to sing and put on a Christmas production. Our kids are actually going to do a live nativity with them as well. And we have a special 4-legged guest coming that morning.
Oh, wow. I could take a guess. It's a donkey, right?
It is a donkey. And he's the coolest donkey I know.
What's his name?
His name is Taco.
Taco the donkey.
Yes.
I like it. That's good. Well, I'm going to take a break real quick, and then when we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit more about art and spirituality and putting those two things together and kind of your thoughts on that when we get back.
All right, sounds good.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Live at Night with James Phillips. We'll be right back on WJLX. And we're back on Live at 9 with James Phillips here on WJLX. We were talking before we went to the break about the event that you guys are having tonight at Tallulah, and how art and spirituality have they really go together.
They do.
Talk about that some of how they go together and what you feel about bringing people in tonight.
So when we look at art, I think it really brings up emotions and thoughts that not many other things in life do. And those are emotions and thoughts that we have questions about. And I believe that spirituality and the Bible have answers, or not necessarily answers all the time, but words to speak back to those questions and emotions. And so I hope that tonight, as people look at those pictures, it kind of challenges them to pause for a minute and just think about, what is this bringing to mind? And then as we reflect on the devotions and stuff, they won't always have this perfect answer, but it will have something to speak to it.
Yeah. Now, and I think this is happening early enough in December. We've really, started the Advent season, so it gives people 3 weeks, I guess, to ponder on what they saw tonight too, and to kind of keep that in their heart throughout this Advent season.
Right, and that's definitely the purpose of it. I love Advent. I think our culture sometimes tries to skip over Advent and the meaning of Advent and this period of time where we are supposed to prepare our hearts and mind for the coming of Christ as a child at Christmas. And we also look forward to the day that Christ will come again and reign in final victory. But also, we look around and we see that God is with us now, too, in this liminal space.
Yeah.
And so I hope that as people look at this art tonight and they reflect over it in the next few weeks, that they'll know that Christmas story did happen, but it's also still happening right now among us.
And it's happening every day, not just during Advent season, is the thing.
Absolutely,
and I don't want to be one of those people, but it seems like our world has just gotten to the point where it's all about the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, getting presents ready for people, or figuring out which family gathering is today and which one's next week and all that kind of stuff. And we kind of lose focus, and I think it hurts us because we lose the meaning, and the meaning kind of helps us to slow down a bit,
Right. Absolutely. I was reading something this morning about Advent calendars and how a lot of them come with like a little toy or present or something. Yeah. And that's not like inherently bad. Like, that's fun and good. Yeah. But really, that's like taking away the whole meaning of Advent and the whole purpose of Advent.
My daughter told me the other day she wanted a K-pop Demon Hunter Advent calendar that had the little thing. And I was like, I just don't know if that goes together. But I mean, that's cool.
It is cool.
That's what she was for Halloween this year, and now that's what she wants Santa to bring too. So
nice.
And the songs are stuck in my head.
Yeah, I have not watched that, but I have heard that's
if
fun.
you have kids at that age, it's all the time, And I want to remind everybody we're talking to Elizabeth Crosby from Long Memorial United Methodist Church. How in the world I said Baptist to start with I don't know where that came from.
It's okay.
But in Cordova and being at the new church, this is your first appointment, right?
Yeah, so I graduated from Candler in May. I was also commissioned as a provisional elder in May going into the summer, so this is my first appointment. I served on staff at a church for 5 years before then, and a year at another one before then, but this is my first official full-time post-school ministry.
Now, when did you decide that you wanted to go into the ministry?
So God has a way of just coming and meeting us in the most unexpected ways, and just like Advent. And so I grew up in Wetumpka, and I grew up in a wonderful church. They taught me to love God, love people, love church. But it was not necessarily a place where a lot of women served in pastoral roles. And so I did not see a woman preach until I was in college.
Wow.
Yeah. And so growing up, I could just sense that I wanted to be like a good church member, but not much more than that.
Right.
And I didn't really know what that meant. And I started school at UAB, and I was going to be a doctor because I wanted to help people, and that made sense. And but then God kind of continued stirring things within my heart and life. And shortly into my freshman year at UAB, I was like, God is calling me into something more. And I had a campus ministry pastor that was one of the first people to kind of speak a calling over my life. Like, I sensed something in you. And that really kind of opened my eyes to begin seeing, how God was speaking to me in that way. And I started serving on church in that spring at a church in Chelsea. It was the United Methodist Church, served under Andy Curtis, and he was wonderful, and I learned a lot about the United Methodist Church and Wesleyan theology, and I was kind of like, I don't want to not do this, but I don't know what this means.
Right,
yeah. But then I had an opportunity to preach that next summer, and it was in that moment that it kind of clicked that I was like, I'm most who God is calling me to be in this moment, and I was like, God's calling me to ministry as a pastor into the local church.
That's awesome. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that you grew up in a denomination where females wouldn't be a pastor.
Yeah, well, it was a Methodist church. It was just there's a lot of Baptist influence in Alabama. And
yeah,
that's there's nothing wrong with that, but it does impact the way that girls perceive church leadership. And
right.
stuff,
Yeah.
So.
Because it's okay, in most any denomination, you see, female, like, choir directors and Sunday school teachers and things like that, but you don't see a lot of female pastors in the state of Alabama anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And not even in Walker County.
Yeah, because you're probably, there may be a couple probably in Walker County, you and maybe one other, I think.
Maybe, yeah. I haven't met her if there's another one out there.
Yeah, I think so. I think at the Episcopal Church, I think it's a female, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
It has been before, I know.
Yeah.
And then there was another Methodist church that had a female pastor, River of Living Water United Methodist. It was on Jones Dairy Road.
Gotcha. Awesome.
But yeah, have there been any surprises that you just unexpected things about either a leadership role since the summertime or just learning Cordova? Has there been any?
Yeah, I think that Cordova in Long Memorial has had some surprises for me in good ways, the best of ways.
Right.
I think especially just the people there and just how open-minded and kind and loving they are. And not that I necessarily expected that they didn't, but
right. Well, I mean, when you hear the news on television, usually anything that comes out of Walker County is going to be something negative. They don't like to push the positive stories a lot of times. Yeah. And so a lot of people who've never been here, all they hear about is the bad things that have happened. And then when you actually come and visit Walker County and Jasper and Cordova and all the towns, like, there's some just absolutely wonderful people that live here.
There is some absolutely wonderful people and some wonderful ministry and wonderful things that God's doing. Kind of reminds me of the scripture of, like, can anything good come out of Nazareth? And I think sometimes people maybe outside of Walker County have that perception of, like, can anything good come out of Walker County or Cordova?
Right.
And it can, and it does.
And it does all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that's been the biggest surprise is something positive like that.
Yes.
What's the future for Long Memorial?
So I believe that the future is bright for Long Memorial. We are continuing to grow and continuing to have impact in Cordova, but especially going into 2026. We really want to, because we are the only United Methodist Church in Walker County, to have an impact that is beyond Cordova, that is in all of Walker County. And we want to make a difference in those places through God in us, and we just want to see what God is calling us to do, and I'm really excited to see what that's going to be.
Yeah, kind of expand the footprint a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, like I think tonight is a good first step in that direction.
Yeah.
Being in Jasper and being in Tallulah, because we're really, within 15 minutes of a lot of places in Walker County, and so.
Yeah, I mean, Cordova's probably 15 minutes from just about anywhere other than like Carbon Hill or maybe Curry.
Right.
But everywhere else in the county, even the East Walker side, you guys are really close to.
Yeah, and we have several people that already come to us from outside of Cordova and stuff. So.
Well, that's cool. Tonight, remind everybody the event tonight.
So the event tonight is an Honest Advent art show. It'll be at Tallulah Brewing Company. We'll have it set up between 6 and 9 p.m. It'll be a come-and-go style thing, so you don't have to necessarily be there the whole time. It'll depict pieces of art by an artist named Scott Erickson. He's pretty well known. If you look him up online, he has a pretty heavy social media presence. It will have 15 pieces of art that kind of just challenge us to think about God and how is God meeting us right here in the here and now. There will be a QR code that will go with each of those pieces of art, and it'll open up. It'll have a scripture, it'll have a reflection and a meditation, and just helping us to see that God is with us in these most unexpected places. If you can't do a QR code, we will have some printouts available as well. So.
Right, yeah, because some of us are a little illiterate when it comes to technology.
Yeah, so that's okay. So we are prepared for anybody and everybody, and we hope that it'll be just a fun place of welcome and fellowship, and then they'll have their normal Tuesday night bingo, so plenty of ways to stay around and fellowship and connect with people.
Yeah, definitely come out. It'll be a lot of fun, and not just fun, but it'll be a very, I would think it would be a very moving experience to go through the art for Advent, and I think it'll just be a neat thing for the community, for them to come in and kind of new people meeting each other and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll be really meaningful. I was looking through the pieces of art last night and reading through the reflections and stuff, and just like we were talking about a little while, everything is so hurried and fast.
Right.
And so it'll just be a good opportunity to slow down for a minute and reflect and connect.
And don't forget that you've got plenty of good food you can get from Tallulah as well, and good drink. They are a brewery, but they got plenty of soft drinks, water, anything else you could want. But their menu, they changed it up, I guess, a month or two ago, and everything I've had since then has been just incredible. Their food's really good.
Yeah, it is really good. I got to go there for the first time a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed eating some of their food. And
Well, what'd you have? What'd you try?
I tried their famous Tuesday taco salad.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, they like to brag, and I agree with them. I think they have the best chicken sandwich in the area.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. It looks really good. I might have to try it tonight.
Yeah, and it's huge, too.
Yeah.
So you may have to take half of it with you.
Yes.
Anything else before we go that you want to bring up? Or
I just hope that y'all come out tonight and come take a minute to look at these pieces of art. And also, if you don't have a church home, if you're looking for a place to worship, come join us at Long Memorial United Methodist Church. We are located at 123 Green Avenue in Cordova, Alabama. We have worship Sunday mornings at 11. We are truly open hearts, open minds, open doors. I can promise you that you will be welcomed and loved, and just come check us out.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to be welcomed and loved.
Absolutely. We all need that.
That makes everybody feel good.
Yeah. And so, whether you're just curious about Jesus or curious about spirituality, wherever you find yourself, but I do know that we all want to be welcomed and loved. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in today. I think it's going to be a really cool event. Everybody, go check it out. It's free. Can't beat that price. But go check it out tonight, and then have some fun. Stick around and play bingo and enjoy some food and meet some new people tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me out, James.
All right. Anytime you want to come back, hey, the door's open, and we'll definitely have you back for some different events over the next little bit. Everybody, thanks for tuning in this morning. We'll be back tomorrow. I said earlier, Hart will be here. They're going to have a couple counselors here. We're going to be talking about seasonal depression and grief and things like that that'll creep up at Christmas time or in the winter months. So be sure to tune in for that. If you have any questions for Hart, go ahead and send a message to our Facebook page on WJLX. You can do it anonymously. I mean, we'll know who you are because you're just going to send a message, but we won't put your name out there unless you want us to. But that's one of the reasons that we're having Hart come in once a month, is to be able to have people to be able to reach out to them. Everybody needs somebody to talk to. Everybody needs a counselor, I think. So feel free to do that. And then until tomorrow, be kind and love, and we'll see you Wednesday on Live at Night with James Phillips here on WJLX.